Hello YouTube, my name's Nero and today we use Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and another episode of DNA Saturday, which is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in DNA bombs. That was the Cray class we're going to be using throughout the entirety of this gameplay. If you guys would like, of course, you can go back and pause the video, take a good look at the class, but keep in mind everybody, I will be talking about the class throughout this video, although I can't say I would recommend anybody using this class in particular because we're using the EPM3, which is widely regarded as being one of the weakest, if not the weakest weapon in Advanced Warfare, and we're using it with no attachments, right? This is kind of the class that you put together when you just recently prestiged, right? And you don't have any attachments unlocked yet, so you just throw the whole kitchen sink at your perks. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to have 6 perks on here because I have no attachments unlocked yet, so might as well use up all my points and just have 6 perks on. And that's what happens in this video. You know, there's no way I would ever recommend in a million years running around the EPM3 with no attachments, unless you didn't have any attachments unlocked yet. Like, this gun definitely needs to benefit from attachments because it's one of the weakest guns in the game. I mean, you just look at the very nature, they buffed it so many times and it's still pretty weak. It's just, by design, a really weird gun. We're going to talk about that here momentarily. So first and foremost, I want to give credit where credit is due. The gameplay itself was actually sent in by a guy that goes by the name of Commando, who of course is a returning guest here on my YouTube channel, and he's got a very good gameplay for us today, playing a bit of domination here on the map Riot, using, ladies and gentlemen, that EPM3. Just look at the kill feed there. How often do you see that, right? How often do you see that design in the kill feed? You don't, ever. I forgot what the kill feed even looks like with an EPM3 in it. I never see anybody using this gun with good reason. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the EPM3. By the very nature that it's a laser weapon, I was intrigued by it. I have been one of the few people, I'd say, in Advanced Warfare. I don't think there's a lot of people that are necessarily doing this, but I'm one of the people that really embraces the new concepts that Advanced Warfare has been giving us, especially when it comes to the laser weapons. I think the laser weapons in this game are pretty cool. TAC-19 is my favorite shotgun to use. Part of that's because it's a pump action, and technically it's a directed energy shotgun. It's a really cool thing. I like the AE4. I like the EM1. I like the OHM. I'm really embracing the laser weapons in this game because it's something we haven't seen before. It's probably something we're not going to see too often in other Call of Duty games that aren't Advanced Warfare. So I'm quick to embrace that kind of thing, and I like it. But the EPM3 is the one laser weapon I just cannot get into. It is a heavy weapon, so technically it's like a light machine gun. But it's a single fire, so it's a semi-automatic, and it's got really weird iron sights. It sounds weird, it looks weird, and it's really weak. Like, it's one of those things that's just like, there is nothing going for this weapon whatsoever. So when you see people get really good gameplay with it, you see people like Commando here just do ridiculously good with it, picking up a DNA bomb when they don't even have attachments on it. It's pretty nice to see that kind of thing because just in my own experience using the EPM3, it's like, I cannot use this thing. This thing is just terrible in every respect, every sense of the word. You know, I've never found really any redeeming factors about the weapon in general, but keep in mind, I haven't given it that much of a chance over, I'm going to say, the past 2 months. I haven't really tried it out really at all over the past couple months, so perhaps with the recent updates that they've had to the gun, perhaps it's a bit better, and maybe it's something I should actually try out again because I've always been kind of fond of semi-automatic weapons. I have a history of Call of Duty going back all the way to World at War, and if you guys played that game, you know that the rifles in that game, every single one of them besides one, which was the SDG, was a semi-automatic rifle. So a lot of people that played World at War, we kind of have this affinity with semi-automatic rifles where we're kind of like better with them, I suppose, compared to like other people that didn't play that game, just because we were forced to use so many different kinds of semi-automatic rifles throughout the life cycle of that game, and even going on, you know, because just because a game's life cycle is over doesn't mean people stop playing that game. Heck, look at Black Ops 2, so many people are still playing that. So over the course of the past, how many years has it been since that game came out? 7 years or so of just playing World at War. I've used a lot of semi-automatics and rifles, and you look at the fact that there's semi-automatic rifles as well in other Call of Duty games. You know, I use those a bunch as well, so I'm pretty good with them, and I think I have a good trigger finger, and I'm pretty accurate with them, I'd say. So perhaps I'd give this gun a bit more of a try, but man, it is still just one of the weakest guns in the game. But like we usually do here on DNA Saturday, let's go ahead and actually cover the Create class, even though it's one I'm definitely not going to recommend. He has no attachments on here because he just basically unlocked the gun or just started using it. If I had to recommend attachments for you guys, red dot sight and heatsink, definitely, because anything that can have a heatsink on it is going to benefit from it. Just keep that in mind. You definitely want to have that attachment if at all possible. And in terms of perks, we got lightweight and low profile, perk 1. We've got blind eye and cold blooded, perk 2. We've got toughness and blast pressure, which are the 2 best perks in my own personal opinion right there. So definitely recommend lightweight and low profile as perk 1. Definitely recommend toughness and blast pressure as perk 3, just because you're using a heavy weapon, so you're going to really want to have lightweight on there. I don't use lightweight a ton, but when I'm using a heavy weapon, even like the EM1, stuff like that, I definitely use lightweight all the time to try and compensate for the fact that I'm going to be moving a bit slower. And right there when he gets that punch kill, I was kind of nervous. I'm like, that guy's using the sack 3s. Like, he's just going to turn the corner, he's just going to whack you because he's just ready for it, you know? But he wasn't. He ended up getting the punch kill and ended up getting the kill on him. And he's going to continue on and picking up his DNA bomb. So I guess he did something right in this gameplay, man. Look at that right there. He picks up the DNA bomb using the EPM3. And watching the gameplay, this is one of those evil gameplays, which we talked about before, where it takes a really underpowered, weak gun that just the general community just does not enjoy using, and they don't really give it too much of a chance. It's just one of those guns, you know. You see a gameplay like this, and you think to yourself, man, I should use that gun. I should try out the EPM3 because that looks like it's powerful. It looks like they buffed it up just enough to the point where it's actually very, very powerful and good. Whereas I know if I were to start using it, it's gonna be like, how come this thing takes 3 or 4 shots to kill all the time? And it's semi-automatic. It should be a 2-shot kill or something, you know. But regardless, man, he did pretty good throughout the gameplay, and it makes the gun look pretty powerful, even if he has no attachments on there. So just food for thought, man. Maybe we should give this gun another bash, because they have updated it probably 4 or 5 times now, nearly half a dozen times. Every single time there's an update to the weapon balancing, the EPM3 gets a buff in one way or another. So perhaps it has gotten to the point where it's good. Maybe I should give it another look. But regardless, there is the final score: 52 kills and 5 deaths, along with 6 captures and 9 defends. So that's definitely a very good gameplay. Led his team in captures, led his team in defense, and got second in kills while still using the EPM3 and picking up a DNA bomb. Fantastic overall gameplay. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel via deserves. And if you guys would like to submit your DNA bombs for next week's episode of DNA Saturday, simply watch the video. It's on your screen right now. There's an annotation you can click, as well as a link to it down in the video description. Just be sure to check out that video if you are at all interested in submitting your stuff for DNA Saturday. If you guys would like to go ahead and check out Commando, you can find them over at youtube.com/commando2233, or by the link in the video description, or by the annotation on your screen. I got links everywhere, man. I'm just throwing them all over the place. So what does he do? He's a returning guest. We talked about that before. And over on his YouTube channel, he primarily posts Call of Duty content. And more specifically, he's kind of a DNA bomb channel in a way. So his recent videos include DNA bombs with the AK-12, with the MK-14, with the Pytech, with the EPM3, like the one you just saw here, as well as the SN6, among many others. Like, his entire channel is, well, a lot of it anyway, is DNA bombs and Call of Duty content. But primarily at the moment, it's mainly DNA bombs and high caliber gameplay like that. So if that's the kind of thing that interests you, you can of course go over there and check out his YouTube channel. He is just over 700 subscribers at the time of this video being recorded, so that's pretty good, man. He's got some good videos, and people are starting to take notes. He's getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.